Superhero movies have captivated audiences for decades, often showcasing epic battles between good and evil. These movies have become a staple of modern cinema, filled with brutal battles, heroic deeds, and larger-than-life characters. But not all of them are made for a younger audience. While many of these films are designed for a broad audience, some dive into darker, more mature themes, earning them an R rating. These movies don't shy away from intense violence, complex moral dilemmas, or dark humor, setting them apart from their PG-13 counterparts. In this video, we'll explore 20 R-rated superhero movies that push the boundaries of the genre. From the blood-soaked action of Deadpool to the unique tone of Birds of Prey, these films offer a raw and unfiltered look at what it truly means to be a hero or a villain. But before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Logan, 2017. Set in a dystopian future, an aging Wolverine, played by Hugh Jackman, is forced to come out of hiding to protect a young mutant, Laura, from sinister forces. Logan, also known as Wolverine, is a shadow of his former self. His healing powers are waning, and he spends his days working as a chauffeur and caring for an ailing Professor X, who is suffering from a neurodegenerative disease. Their quiet existence is shattered when a young mutant named Laura, who shares Logan's abilities, comes into their lives. Laura is being pursued by a ruthless organization called Transigen, which has been experimenting on children to create new mutants. Logan takes on the role of protector, embarking on a perilous journey to get Laura to a safe haven called Eden. Along the way, they face numerous threats and form a makeshift family. The film culminates in a brutal showdown, where Logan makes the ultimate sacrifice to ensure Laura's safety. Directed by James Mangold, this film offers a brutal yet moving farewell to one of the most iconic superheroes of all time. With stellar performances from Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart, and Daphne Keane, Logan is a must-watch for any fan of the genre. The opening scene immediately sets a searing tone as Logan fends off a group of carjackers. But the intensity doesn't stop there. The farmhouse dinner scene is a rare moment of peace, only to spiral into a heartbreaking bloodbath. And who can forget the final battle? Logan's savage fight against X-24 is one for the ages, reaching a pinnacle in a sacrifice that leaves no dry eye. Logan masterfully portrays raw violence with deep emotional storytelling, making it a must-watch. Logan 2017 is rated 8.1 on IMDb. Dredd, 2012. Next up, we have Dredd. Set in a catastrophic megacity where crime runs rampant, Judge Dredd is portrayed by Carl Urban. The only force of order is the judges, who act as judge, jury, and executioner. Judge Dredd, one of the most feared and respected judges, is tasked with evaluating a rookie, Cassandra Anderson, who possesses powerful psychic abilities. Their mission takes them to a 200-story slum tower controlled by the ruthless drug lord Mama, who is distributing a new drug called Slow-Mo. When Mama locks down the building, Dredd and Anderson must fight their way through hordes of criminals to bring her to justice. The film is a relentless, action-packed journey through a nightmarish urban landscape, showcasing Dredd's uncompromising sense of justice and Anderson's emerging skills. Directed by Pete Travis, this film is a gritty, action-packed ride that stays true to its comic book roots. With its relentless pace and dark tone, Dredd is a standout in the R-rated superhero genre. The use of the slow-mo drug creates visually stunning scenes that make the violence both beautiful and horrifying. Dredd's ruthless assault on Mama's gang in the hallway shootout is a tactical display of brutality, leading to a final confrontation that is as intense as it is satisfying. If you're looking for gritty realism and unflinching violence, Dredd delivers. Dredd 2012 is rated 7.1 on IMDb. The Crow, 1994. The Crow is a haunting tale of love, loss, and vengeance. Directed by Alex Proyas, this cult classic is known for its dark visuals, gothic atmosphere, and tragic backstory. Lee's performance, tragically his last, is nothing short of iconic. The Crow follows the tragic story of Eric Draven, a rock musician who, along with his fiancée Shelley Webster, is brutally murdered by a gang led by T-Bird on Devil's Night in Detroit. 1 year later, Eric is resurrected by a mystical crow to avenge their deaths. With supernatural abilities, he systematically hunts down and kills the gang members, including Tintin, Funboy, and T-Bird. The climax sees Eric confronting the gang leader, Top Dollar, in a church, where he ultimately transfers Shelly's pain to Top Dollar, causing his death. After ensuring Sarah's safety, Eric returns to his grave, reuniting with Shelly's spirit and finding peace. The 1994 film adaptation, starring Brandon Lee in his final role, became a cult classic despite the tragic on-set accident that led to Lee's death. The Crow combines a gothic atmosphere with brutal action. Eric Draven's resurrection scene is haunting, setting the stage for his vengeful journey. The club shootout is chaotic and intense, and flaunts Eric's supernatural abilities. The final battle against Top Dollar on the rooftop is a dark, satisfying showdown that seals this film's place as a gothic masterpiece. The Crow, 1994, is rated 7.6 on IMDb.
Take the world.
Brightburn, 2019. What if a superhero origin story took a dark turn? Directed by David Yarovesky, the film follows a young boy who discovers he has superpowers, but instead of becoming a hero, he turns into a force of evil. With a chilling performance by Jackson A. Dunn, this movie blurs the line between superhero and horror genres. Brightburn explores this chilling concept. Brightburn reimagines the classic superhero origin story with a dark twist. Tori and Kyle Breyer, a childless couple, discover a baby boy in a crashed spaceship and decide to raise him as their own. Named Brandon, the boy begins to exhibit superhuman abilities as he approaches puberty. However, instead of using his powers for good, Brandon becomes increasingly malevolent. He terrorizes his classmates, brutally kills those who oppose him, and ultimately turns against his own family. The film's most shocking moments include Brandon's use of his heat vision to kill his school counselor and his uncle's gruesome death in a car accident. The climax sees Brandon fully embracing his dark side, leading to a horrifying showdown with his mother. The jaw scene is one of the most shocking moments, where Brandon gruesomely kills his uncle. His eye laser attack on the school counselor is equally brutal, and the final confrontation in the farmhouse is an emotionally tense and violent climax. Brightburn is a chilling twist on the superhero origin story, making it a unique entry in the genre. Brightburn 2019 is rated 6.1 on IMDb. Constantine, 2005. Keanu Reeves takes on the role of John Constantine, a demon hunter with the ability to see supernatural beings in Constantine. John Constantine is a cynical, chain-smoking exorcist with the ability to see angels and demons walking the earth. Damned to hell for a past suicide attempt, Constantine seeks redemption by sending demons back to hell. When police detective Angela Dodson seeks his help to investigate her twin sister's mysterious death, Constantine uncovers a plot by the demon Mammon to unleash hell on Earth. With the help of his allies, including the angel Gabriel and his apprentice Chas, Constantine battles demonic forces and confronts his own inner demons. The film's climax involves a tense showdown with Mammon and Gabriel, culminating in Constantine's self-sacrifice to save Angela and thwart the demonic invasion. Directed by Francis Lawrence, this film blends horror, action, and the occult. It offers a unique take on the superhero genre because Constantine is working as an exorcist to end up in heaven. With strong performances from Rachel Weisz and Shia LaBeouf, Constantine is a dark and intriguing entry on this list. Constantine is a supernatural horror superhero action movie. The opening exorcism scene is intense and gory, preparing us for Constantine's journey to escape hell. His trip to hell is a horrifying sequence, and the final battle against Mammon and Gabriel is an appropriate showdown filled with drama and intensity. Keanu Reeves' portrayal of the misanthropic demon hunter is both intriguing and legendary. Constantine, 2005, is rated 7.0 on IMDb. Blade, 1998. Blade was one of the first successful R-rated superhero movies, paving the way for others to follow. Wesley Snipes stars as the main character, a half-vampire, half-human vampire hunter. Blade, a vampire hunter, dedicates his life to protecting humanity from the vampire underworld. Born from a mother bitten by a vampire during childbirth, Blade possesses all the strengths of vampires, but none of their weaknesses, except for a thirst for blood, which he controls with a special serum. Alongside his mentor, Whistler, Blade hunts down vampires and disrupts their plans. The main antagonist, Deacon Frost, seeks to summon the blood god La Magra to enslave humanity. Blade's journey is filled with brutal combat, stylish action sequences, and intense confrontations with Frost's minions. The film's climax features a high-stakes battle in a vampire temple, where Blade faces Frost in a bloody showdown. Directed by Stephen Norrington, this film is filled with stylish action, memorable fight scenes, and a dark, gritty tone that sets it apart from other superhero films of its time. Blade is a trailblazer in the superhero genre, mixing martial arts with vampire lore. The blood rave scene in the vampire nightclub is an iconic introduction to Blade's world. His sword fights are brutal and stylish, and the final battle with Deacon Frost is a gory climax. Wesley Snipes' performance as Blade is both charismatic and badass. Blade 1998 is rated 7.1 on IMDb. Deadpool 2016. No list of R-rated superhero movies would be complete without Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds shines as the merc with a mouth in this irreverent, ultra-violent, and hilarious take on the genre. Wade Wilson, a former Special Forces operative turned mercenary, is diagnosed with terminal cancer. Desperate for a cure, he undergoes an experimental procedure that grants him accelerated healing powers but leaves him horribly disfigured. Adopting the alter ego Deadpool, Wade embarks on a quest for revenge against the man who disfigured him, Ajax. Along the way, he reconnects with his love interest, Vanessa, and forms an unlikely alliance with X-Men members Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead. The film is filled with brutal action, dark humor, and fourth-wall-breaking antics. Iconic moments include Deadpool's highway fight, his assault on Ajax's hideout, and the climactic battle on a decommissioned helicarrier. Ryan Reynolds' performance as the wisecracking anti-hero is pitch perfect. Directed by Tim Miller, Deadpool broke new ground with its fourth-wall-breaking humor and unapologetically adult content, becoming a massive hit and redefining what a superhero movie could be. With Deadpool, we get a perfect blend of humor and brutal action. The warehouse battle is both hilarious and violent, leading to a final fight on a decommissioned helicarrier that mixes brutal combat with witty banter. Ryan Reynolds' performance as Deadpool redefined the superhero genre. Deadpool 2016 is rated 8.0 on IMDb. The Punisher 2004. Vengeance takes center stage in The Punisher. Thomas Jane stars as Frank Castle, an FBI agent turned vigilante after a mob boss murders his family. Frank Castle, an FBI agent, witnesses the brutal murder of his family by a mob boss named Howard Saint. Consumed by grief and rage, Frank becomes the vigilante known as The Punisher, dedicating his life to avenging his family's death and bringing justice to those who operate outside the law. Armed with an arsenal of weapons and a relentless determination, the Punisher systematically dismantles Saint's criminal empire. The film features intense and brutal action sequences, including a memorable fight against the Russians and a towering assassin sent to kill Frank. The Punisher offers a gritty take on vigilante justice. The family massacre is a brutal catalyst for Frank Castle's quest for vengeance. The final confrontation with Howard Saint is a satisfying and violent conclusion. And Thomas Jane's portrayal of Frank Castle is both intense and sympathetic. The Punisher 2004 is rated 6.4 on IMDb. Darkman 1990. Directed by Sam Raimi, Darkman tells the story of a scientist left to die after a brutal attack. Liam Neeson plays the disfigured hero who becomes a masked vigilante, seeking revenge on those who wronged him. With its unique visual style and blend of horror and superhero elements, Darkman stands out as a cult favorite. Dr. Peyton Westlake, a brilliant scientist, is on the verge of a breakthrough in developing synthetic skin when his lab is destroyed by mobsters, leaving him horribly disfigured and presumed dead. Driven by a desire for revenge, Peyton adopts the alter ego Darkman, using his synthetic skin to disguise himself and infiltrate the criminal underworld. The synthetic skin, however, has a flaw. It disintegrates after 99 minutes of exposure to light. Darkman uses his newfound abilities to take down the mobsters responsible for his disfigurement, including the ruthless crime lord Robert Durant. The film's climax features a dramatic showdown on a skyscraper under construction, where Darkman confronts Durant in a high-stakes battle. The laboratory explosion that disfigures Peyton Westlake is an important moment, leading to his transformation into Darkman. The skyscraper fight is a suspenseful, brutal battle, and his various acts of revenge are both creative and violent. Darkman is a cult classic, with a dark tone and brutal violence. Darkman 1990 is rated 6.4 on IMDb. Watchmen 2009. In an alternate history where superheroes are real, Watchmen explores the moral complexities and consequences of their existence. Set in an alternate history where superheroes emerged in the 1940s and 1960s, Watchmen explores the complex and ambiguous world of masked vigilantes. The story begins with the murder of Edward Blake, also known as the Comedian, prompting his former colleagues to investigate. Rorschach, a masked vigilante with a black and white view of justice, uncovers a conspiracy that threatens to destroy the world. The film delves into the lives of the Watchmen, including the godlike Dr. Manhattan, the conflicted Night Owl, the seductive Silk Spectre, and the puzzling Ozymandias. As the investigation unfolds, the heroes confront their own flaws and the ethical dilemmas of their actions. The climax reveals Ozymandias' plan to reunite the world by staging an alien attack, forcing the heroes to make a difficult choice. Directed by Zack Snyder, this film is a faithful adaptation of the groundbreaking graphic novel. With its dark themes, complex characters, and stunning visuals, Watchmen is a thought-provoking entry into the superhero genre. Watchmen is a stunning adaptation of the graphic novel. The opening fight where the comedian meets his end sets a brutal tone for the film. The prison break scenes are intense and gory, leading to a final confrontation with Ozymandias that is both cerebral and brutal. Watchmen is a must-watch for fans of darker superhero stories. Watchmen 2009 is rated 7.6 on IMDb. The Matrix, 1999. Though not a traditional superhero movie, The Matrix earns its spot on this list with its revolutionary action scenes and deep philosophical questions. Thomas Anderson, a computer hacker known as Neo, discovers that the world he lives in is a simulated reality created by intelligent machines to subdue the human population. Guided by a teacher, Morpheus, and the parallel to God, Trinity, Neo learns that he is the One, prophesized to free humanity from the machine's control. As Neo trains and hones his abilities, he faces relentless pursuit by the agents, powerful programs designed to maintain the simulation. The film features groundbreaking action sequences, including the iconic lobby shootout, the subway fight with Agent Smith, and the climactic battle to save Morpheus. Neo's journey concludes with his realization of his true potential, allowing him to manipulate the Matrix and defeat the agents. Directed by the Wachowskis, Keanu Reeves stars as Neo, a hacker who discovers the truth about reality and his role in the fight against its controllers. The Matrix revised action cinema with its effects and intense fight scenes. The lobby shootout is a masterclass in action choreography, while the subway fight between Neo and Agent Smith is both fun and intriguing. The final battle is a cocktail of philosophy and brutal action, making The Matrix a timeless classic. The Matrix 1999 is rated 8.7 on IMDb. Zack Snyder's Justice League, 2021. Zack Snyder's megavision of Justice League is a darker and more gory version of the superhero team-up blockbuster. With an extended runtime and deeper character exploration, this film gives fans the epic story and CGI they were hoping for. Featuring Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, and Henry Cavill, this R-rated cut is an ambitious superhero epic. Following the death of Superman, Bruce Wayne, Batman, and Diana Prince, Wonder Woman, work to assemble a team of metahumans to protect the world from an impending threat. They recruit Barry Allen, the Flash, Arthur Curry, Aquaman, and Victor Stone, Cyborg, to form the Justice League. The team faces the Steppenwolf, a new god and military general who commands Darkseid's army of parademons and seeks to unite the three mother boxes to conquer Earth. As they struggle to work together, they realize they need Superman's help. Using one of the mother boxes, they resurrect Superman, who initially struggles with his memories but eventually joins the fight. Zack Snyder's Justice League offers some of the most eye-pleasing fight scenes. The fight of Amazon warriors against Steppenwolf is brutal and thrilling. The fight of Superman versus Justice League after Superman's return is intense and scary. The final battle is a high-stakes showdown that delivers on all fronts. The film's climax features an epic battle against Steppenwolf and his army of parademons, and while most of the battle is kept in the U-rated version, the satisfying end is changed. When Wonder Woman beheads Steppenwolf in front of Darkseid, it is soul-satisfying, and it's followed by Batman's rather witty solution for getting Superman's house back post-fight. Zack Snyder's Justice League 2021 is rated 8.0 on IMDb. The Toxic Avenger, 1984. The Toxic Avenger is a cult classic that combines superhero action with over-the-top horror and comedy. Melvin Ferd, a meek janitor at a health club in the fictional town of Tromaville, is relentlessly bullied by the club's patrons. One day, a prank goes too far, and Melvin falls into a vat of toxic waste. The chemicals transform him into a hideously deformed but superhumanly strong creature. Accepting his new identity as the Toxic Avenger, Melvin sets out to clean up Tromaville, taking on corrupt politicians, criminals, and polluters. The film is filled with over-the-top violence, dark humor, and campy special effects. Directed by Michael Hertz and Lloyd Kaufman, the film follows a janitor who is transformed into a hideous mutant hero by toxic waste. With its campy tone and outrageous content, this movie has become a beloved staple of B-movie cinema. The transformation scene where Melvin becomes the Toxic Avenger is both grotesque and iconic. The gym fight is a mix of dark humor and brutal violence, and the Toxic Avenger's brutal takedown of a gang of robbers in a fast food restaurant and his showdown with a corrupt mayor is a satisfying, violent conclusion. Its low-budget charm and brutal action make it a unique entry in the genre. The Toxic Avenger 1984 is rated 6.2 on IMDb. The Suicide Squad, 2021. James Gunn's The Suicide Squad is a wild ride that embraces its chaotic nature. Featuring a star-studded ensemble cast, this film follows a group of imprisoned supervillains sent on a dangerous mission in exchange for reduced sentences. With its dark humor, intense action, and surprising emotional depth, The Suicide Squad is a standout in the genre. Amanda Waller assembles a new Task Force X, also known as the Suicide Squad, composed of imprisoned supervillains. Their mission is to infiltrate the island of Corto Maltese and destroy a secretive project known as Project Starfish. The team includes Bloodsport, Peacemaker, Harley Quinn, King Shark, Polka Dot Man, and Ratcatcher 2. The mission quickly goes awry, leading to chaotic and brutal confrontations with the island's military forces and the monstrous Starro the Conqueror. The film is filled with dark humor, intense action, and graphic violence. Iconic moments include Harley Quinn's escape from captivity, King Shark's rampage, and the climactic battle against Starro. The beach assault is a chaotic and brutal introduction to the team where most of them die. Harley Quinn's stylish escape from the captivity of President General Silvio Luna is both violent and beautiful. Harley is slaying in the red dress, literally. The final battle against Starro has brutal action with dark humor, making The Suicide Squad a standout film. The Suicide Squad 2021 is rated 7.2 on IMDb. Guyver, Dark Hero, 1994. Guyver, Dark Hero is an underrated addition to the superhero genre, but it's no less impactful. Directed by Stephen Wang, this film follows a young man with an alien bio-armor who battles monstrous creatures while exploring his powers. With its dark tone and intense action, this movie offers a unique take on the superhero narrative. Sean Barker, the host of an alien bio-armor known as the Guyver, struggles to control his violent impulses and the dark urges of the armor. Haunted by his actions, Sean isolates himself but is drawn back into conflict when he learns of a hidden Zoanoid base in the mountains. The Zoanoids, monstrous creatures created by the alien Kronos Corporation, are planning a new scheme. Sean infiltrates the base, uncovering a deeper conspiracy and facing off against powerful new enemies. The film features intense martial arts combat, practical effects, and dark sci-fi elements. The climax sees Sean battling the Zoanoid leader in a brutal showdown, ultimately embracing his role as the Guyver to protect humanity. The final battle with the Zoanoids is an intense, satisfying conclusion. Guyver, Dark Hero is a cult favorite that offers a unique blend of sci-fi and superhero action. The transformation scenes are intense and visually entertaining, while the warehouse fight is a brutal mix of martial arts and violence. Guyver, Dark Hero, 1994, is rated 6.0 on IMDb. Kick-Ass, 2010. Matthew Vaughn's Kick-Ass is a rather new and bloody concept of a real-life superhero. Dave Lazuski, an ordinary teenager, decides to become a real-life superhero despite having no powers or training. Adopting the alter ego Kick-Ass, he quickly finds himself in over his head. However, his actions inspire others, including the deadly father-daughter duo Big Daddy and Hit Girl, who are waging a war against the crime boss Frank D'Amico. The film is filled with brutal action, dark humor, and a subversive take on superhero tropes. Iconic moments include Hit Girl's assault on a warehouse full of criminals, Big Daddy's fiery death, and the climactic battle at D'Amico's penthouse. Kick-Ass is a highly entertaining and violent film that challenges the conventions of the superhero genre. Aaron Taylor Johnson stars as a teenager who decides to become a superhero, inspiring others to follow suit. With its mix of brutal action, dark humor, and a standout performance by Chloe Grace Moretz as Hit Girl, Kick-Ass is a subversive and highly entertaining film. Right from Dave's first fight, where he's beaten and stabbed, the dark tone of the film is expected. But it's Chloe Grace Moretz's Hit Girl who truly steals the show. And then there's the final showdown at Frank D'Amico's penthouse, a high-octane, brutal fight that's a fan favorite. If you're a fan of dark humor and intense action, Kick-Ass is a must-watch. Kick-Ass 2010 is rated 7.6 on IMDb. Birdman, or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance, 2014. Birdman is a unique drama that puts together both superhero and psychology genres. Regan Thompson, a washed-up actor famous for portraying the superhero Birdman, is haunted by his past role as a superhero. He attempts to retrieve his career by directing and starring in a Broadway play. As opening night approaches, Regan grapples with his insecurities, strained relationships, and a persistent inner voice that manifests as his Birdman alter ego. The best moments include Regan's hallucinations of flying through New York City and his intense confrontations with his co-star Mike Shiner, played by Edward Norton, which are raw and darkly humorous, adding to the film's tension. The final scene where he seemingly shoots himself on stage is an emotionally charged, unforgettable moment that leaves you questioning what's real. Directed by Alejandro G. Iñárritu, the movie stars Michael Keaton as a washed-up actor, famous for playing a superhero, who attempts to revive his career by directing a Broadway play. The film offers a surreal and introspective look at fame, identity, and the superhero genre. Birdman is a must-see for those who appreciate a more cerebral approach to the superhero genre. Birdman 2014 is rated 7.7 on IMDb. Black Mask, 1996. Jet Li stars as a masked vigilante in Black Mask, a film with both martial arts action and superhero tropes. Sui Chik, a former test subject in a secret government program that granted him superhuman abilities, becomes a masked vigilante known as Black Mask. He uses his enhanced strength, speed, and agility to fight crime in Hong Kong. When a series of brutal murders linked to his past begins to resurface, Sui must confront his former comrades, who have become ruthless killers. The film features intense martial arts action, stylish choreography, and dark themes. Some of the best scenes are Black Mask's fight in a library, his confrontation with the main antagonist, and the climax in a high-rise building. Directed by Daniel Lee, this movie follows a former test subject with superhuman abilities as he takes on a drug cartel. With its high-octane fight scenes and gritty tone, Black Mask is a thrilling entry into the R-rated superhero genre. For fans of martial arts and superhero action, Black Mask is a cult classic that doesn't disappoint. Jet Li's character, Sui Chik, takes the spotlight with his intense and beautifully choreographed fight scenes. Black Mask is a must-watch. Black Mask 1996 is rated 6.0 on IMDb. Super 2010. James Gunn makes another appearance on our list with Super. Frank Darbo, a down-on-his-luck short-order cook, becomes a vigilante superhero named the Crimson Bolt after his wife leaves him for a drug dealer. Armed with a wrench and a homemade costume, Frank takes to the streets to fight crime, often with brutal and darkly humorous results. He's joined by an enthusiastic young sidekick, Bolty, played by Ellen Page. This dark comedy stars Rainn Wilson as an ordinary man who becomes a vigilante superhero after his wife leaves him for a drug dealer. With its dark humor, violent action, and unique take on the superhero genre, Super is a film that defies expectations. Super is a darkly humorous and gory superhero movie. Rainn Wilson's Frank, who becomes the vigilante Crimson Bolt, delivers justice with a wrench. Literally. The wrench scene is shocking and intense, setting the tone for the film's gritty realism. His fight with Kevin Bacon's character Jacques is raw and intense, leading to a brutal final battle against the drug dealers. Super 2010 is rated 6.7 on IMDb. Defendor 2009. Rounding out our list is Defendor. Woody Harrelson stars as a man with no superpowers who believes he is a superhero, taking on a local crime boss. Arthur Poppington, a simple and mentally challenged man, believes he's a superhero named Defender. Armed with homemade gadgets and a strong sense of justice, Arthur patrols the streets, taking on petty criminals and searching for his arch-nemesis, Captain Industry, whom he believes is responsible for his mother's death. Along the way, he befriends a young prostitute named Kat, who helps him in his quest. Iconic moments include Arthur's confrontation with corrupt police officers, his intense fight in a warehouse, and the climactic showdown with the main antagonist. His first fight is a brutal, darkly humorous attempt at crime fighting, setting the tone for the film. The warehouse fight is emotional, with Arthur's determination driving the brutal violence. And the final battle? It's a high-stakes, intense showdown that leaves a lasting impact. Directed by Peter Stebbings, this film offers drama and dark comedy, with a blockbuster performance by Harrelson that makes Defender a memorable entry in the genre. Defender gives us a unique look at what it means to be a hero. Woody Harrelson plays Arthur Poppington, a man with no superpowers who believes he's a superhero. Defender 2009 is rated 6.7 on IMDb.
Oh, wow.
Conclusion, and there you have it, 20 R-rated superhero movies that explore the darker, grittier side of the genre. These films break the mold with their intense action, mature themes, and complex characters. Which of these movies is your favorite? Did we miss any R-rated gems? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of movies and superheroes. Thanks for watching.